and full of compassion, slow to anger and great in mercy, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All your works shall praise you, O Lord. Your kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and your dominion endures through all generations. The Lord upholds all who fall.
Let's welcome Mr. Geoffrey Yaden, the Editor-in-Chief, to give the welcome address. Give them a warm welcome, everybody.
I wish you a very happy 25th anniversary today. We're so glad that you're here. And also, of course, we have so many of you ministers, and also another veteran opposition leader, Ian Kong. He's always been around, he's very mobile. And also a lot of our friends, our colleagues, especially our friends, the senior bureaucrats who are here. And of course the parliamentary secretaries who are also here have come, taken all the trouble, because I guess you know who I'm referring to. And of course, let me pick up a few names. Our Home Minister, Mr. Patan, Sial John, Niba Krono, and Amenba, and Merentushi, and the Trezor, and of course our good friend there from Zanovoto, and of course Mr. Tokeho, and Kipili, and KL Chishi. You're all here. If I've missed out any names, I hope you will not mind. We are here to enjoy the fruits of those 25 years. When we look back at 25 years, it seemed something like it was in a dream. Because when we started, we were still in our youth, in our 30s, in our mid-30s, at the most potential age of our youth. Today we are 60. Now we are also grandfathers. I am grandfather rather. It's, so 25 years today, it's a time for Thanksgiving. That's why we have described this as a Thanksgiving to our God. All the things that have happened, because of time I would not like to go through, but definitely many of you know the struggles, the difficulties, the challenges. And one thing that I have learned is not to hate or despise or dread problems. I have learned to love problems. Because unless you love problems, you will not solve them away. You cannot solve problems. And it was also because of the special protection. Although I feel I am undeserving, but the grace of God. Who am I? I had no experience. I had nothing. But wanted to start a paper. Why? But let me tell you today, it was not an ambition. I had no ambition. I had no motive. It was a mission. I took up the mission purely because our people needed the paper. It was very strange that we had to depend on newspapers from outside Nagaland to read about us. On many occasions when I regularly write to those papers to give a correct picture, they never used to publish the version that we used to send. Anyway, so that was one of the reasons. And the other was also that, yes, we must also pay tribute to the weeklies that have done a marvelous job. I remember when I was a school student, the first paper that hit Nagaland and created quite a sensation was The Citizen's Voice. I don't know how many of you remember citizen's voice. It was just like that. But anyway, we were excited. We liked it. So from then on, after several years, we had few weeklies that came, and they also did a very good job, you know, and in their own limited way, limited time, they had created the interest readership, and we should acknowledge that. I used to also contribute to those weeklies, I remember. Especially, we had to come down to Dimapur during those days to contribute our article, and we have to come 2 weeks ahead because it was a weekly newspaper. We had to give the matter 2 weeks ahead. So we came and used to sit and used to write, and then it used to come out only after 2 weeks. So they have done a good job. We acknowledge that. And so we started this paper without experience, you all know, without the manpower, without even the money. You know, you don't have money, you cannot dream of starting a newspaper. You need a lot of money. So anyway, a sense of mission. And it was a foolhardy, if I may look back, I would say I was crazy trying to do something that I was not prepared for. But I guess crazy people do make things happen. Everything used to be crazy because when we started, there were of course many people who knew about newspapers and they were skeptical. Some say we give him 3 months, some say we give him 6 months at the most. After that, there's no question that he can pull up or pull on. Of course, that is true. How can you run a newspaper with an obsolete, totally outdated technology? It's just like using a hoe to try to plow 1,000 acres of field. But anyway, as I said, by the grace of God, somehow we could make that outdated machine use. Here I would like to just share that there's a friend here who had also been somewhat indirectly involved. He sold us the machine and I was very happy. That was the first and we bought the second one. Mr. Mayang Lima, he ran a press. I don't know whether he used to run a printing press. He flopped it, so I took the machine from him and I made it successful. I'm sure he must be quite jealous by now. So anyway, that printing press we used, exploited it. In fact, the machine was used to, had to function beyond its capacity. Sometimes the machine man is there, sir, I'm very afraid that one day it will just crack, and we had it. So anyway, nothing of those happened. So now, that's just a bit of what the problems we face inside technical. Then of course, you know, the financial constraints were always there. It was a very, very difficult. Sometimes after paying all the, the salaries, me and my wife used to have nothing. So we used to, but we didn't worry, we didn't mind, we didn't bother about it. But at least as long as you pay the salaries of your employees, you have the satisfaction that they have got the salary, they're happy. So that they'll come back, you know. So like that, a lot of difficulties. You also know, those days was a very difficult situation and a lot of problems used to be there. We face difficult situations from the government, from this, the various forces, and sometimes you had to stand alone, everybody was terrified and things like that. Anyway, as I said, this was the greatest the greatest challenge, but it was because of the, the grace of God. And I also like to today to mention my wife, how much she has stood by me through thick and thin. And not a demanding woman, always ready to be by your side and to do her job. Sometimes, early days I used to reach home at 3 o'clock in the morning. She's ready to give my dinner at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sleep, and have to rush with my old ambassador to distribute papers. So that was what I call a mission, a sense of mission. It was not an ambition. I had to give everything. Because I was driven by the sense of mission to bring out this paper. I didn't want any position, I didn't want any recognition, I didn't want anything. The mission to start this paper. And as pioneering ventures is very difficult. There are so many things that had to be sorted out. Telecommunication was very poor those days. We had to use STD, was very expensive. Sometimes the lines don't work, and sometimes the teleprinter machine used to get jammed. We had to come back with all blank sheet. We had to somehow, I would say, we had to innovate, even to the extent of taping news in a small tape recorder and trying to figure out what they're saying. Sometimes American accent, we don't know what they're saying. Those days there was the Saddam Hussein and George Bush war, and the American radio, what the accent was, we tried to figure it out. Anyway, as I said, sometimes the indulgence of our readers has really encouraged us. It was an exciting moment. So today we're here. Yes, Nagaland Post also has been focusing on trying to be engaged in various social programs by helping or by partnering with some organizations. Basically, since 2000, we have been involved what we used to call those days career guidance and vocational education for the youth, especially those who are coming from weaker economic backgrounds, and especially the women, the girls, and give them free workshop training and materials. And also we used to also get some people, that those even till today, I guess, this drug de-addiction, alcohol de-addiction, so on and so forth. Of course, we don't want to blow our trumpet on those, but today I want to share that we also feel that we can do a little bit for the society, and also to, whenever we are required, we try to be involved, maybe as to be a resource person. Of course, we are not so academic to be so resourceful, but from our practical experience, we try to help out and we try to be involved so that we can also contribute something. So, to be a catalyst for change, that's what we have been trying to work out. And I think that I will not say more, but it is because today, this celebration, as I said, is for all of you, for all of us. It's not, I feel sometimes when people come and congratulate me, I feel like, is it my birthday, somebody, the 25th wedding anniversary or no? But especially today, I don't know, 25th is a long time, a generation, and I don't know whether we'll be around when we will celebrate 50 years, the Golden Jubilee. Hopefully the next lot, the younger lot, will be able to carry on. We are trying to, bring them up, because sometimes when you bring up people, that's why I used to say that I may be like a sandpaper. because I need to polish you. So those who have taken it have done well. Well, they may not be with us in the newspaper, but they're doing very well in other places. And it's very nice to hear that am what I am today because of you. I said, not because of me, because of you. You took it. Some who don't take it, don't make it. So it's so satisfying. Today it's all of us. We're going to have a good time. We want you to just enjoy. And on this 25th, we also recommit to improve, to do better, because we also need so much of improvement. And the biggest room that we have is the room for improvement. So we dedicate ourselves today to work better, to improve, and to, provide the people something, because there's always a need to improve. And if I may, I've forgotten to mention, but lastly, I'd like to thank all our colleagues who have come from various parts of the Northeast, our media colleagues who are here today. Some could not come because they were already engaged with some programs. Media colleagues from the Northeast, from Assam, from Meghalaya, from Mizoram, Arunachal, and Manipur. And also our marketing team who are spread out throughout the metro cities of India. They have come here with their families, some of them for the first time. So they are here. We are also grateful to them. And of course our past colleagues of Nagaland Post, they have also contributed a lot to what it is, and also for the staff, all of us, Nagaland Post, the staff would like to extend a special greeting and welcome to all of you here. And have a good time, and thank you for coming. And if I've said anything which may have hurt someone, I hope you'll forgive me. I've just spoken in my own way. So thank you, and God bless you.
I have to say that if we ever think of an entrepreneur that we need to look up to, we don't have to look far away. He epitomizes what young generation today who want to become entrepreneurs have to look at. He has, if you sit with him and chat about what they did, the little incidents that happened and how they dealt with it, it's amazing. I was just mentioning a few days ago to him that somebody should make a movie of this and show it to our young people so that they will be encouraged as well to continue to persevere and continue on with diligence, who are going to take up many new businesses. As the world progresses and we learn new things, we are going to be doing new businesses. I am inspired and I am more encouraged because when he shared certain things today, this morning, I remembered stories that I have gone through as well. And so thank you very much because you've inspired us to move on further as well. He's an associate professor. He's from Malaysia, associate professor of Millennium University.
Invited to share a word of exhortation and timely news coverage on issues related not only to Nagaland, Northeast India, nationally, but internationally as well. It is on account of this that Nagaland Post has to date received numerous accolades for its high standard of journalism, photojournalism, and media. We pray for Nagaland Post's continued success and growing influences with its unbiased, independent, and professional reporting, which will impact, inspire, and influence the community, the state, and national government to introduce social, economic, and political transformation programs, and a desire in your heart to strive to attain this extraordinary influential, and impactful position. You have made a choice of either to be a vessel of honor or dishonor in God's plan. I'm happy to note that you have made the wise and the right choice. From the very beginning, without a degree in journalism, nor any experience in printing press or media, but out of the deepest passion and desires of your heart, you trust yourself into the unknown, with God giving you the wisdom, the knowledge, the strength, as well as top quality co-laborers to make this dream come true. With your pioneering and courageous spirit, stirred by God, success was never in question, and the rest, as they say, is history. 25 years of existence through thick and thin is a very significant achievement for Nagaland Post. And as we celebrate your silver jubilee, may the Lord enlarge your horizon and borders to fulfill her God-ordained purpose for the community of Nagaland, Northeast India, the India continent, and the whole world. Of the 25th anniversary of Nagaland Post, we are filled with immense gratitude for what you have done. It is you, O Lord, who have brought Brother Geoffrey and his team from a humble beginning many years ago to be a fine, highly respected newspaper that it is today. Lord, we pray that you will give the management team the courage to speak the truth in love without fear or favor.
We are really proud of our friend Geoffrey Yaden, who has completed his profession 25 years successfully. he has picked up the right mission. He has given the name Nagaland Post at the right time. And still today, it's sustained because of all his hard work and his effort that he has put for the people. I would just like to compare Geoffrey Yaden with my sister-in-law. Those days, we don't have paper. We don't have television. So everybody goes to my sister-in-law to get the information. Her antenna was very strong. So about election, neighboring village, what is happening, we used to go and ask my sister-in-law because she's very informative. Later on, I came to know that how do she collect the information? She stays in the village. She don't go village to village. But what is happening in neighboring village, she knows everything. Because she was having a small shop. Everybody passing by, she used to give sweets for their children, then dry fish and all of them. So when they stopped, she used to ask everything, and she used to collect. So anybody neighboring village passed by my sister-in-law, they will surely stop and give some kind of information. So this is the way that the mission becomes successful. So today, Geoffrey, if he alone work and sit, it cannot be a successful mission. But I have found that his wife, and he has chosen the right wife. Otherwise, he might have gone wrong. People used to say that behind every successful man, there is a lady. But according to me, behind every successful man, there is a lady saying no. Unless they say no, we would have gone wrong. So saying no behind us is carry the success story. So I believe that he has picked up the right mission, the right wife, and the name itself, Nagaland Post, is significant to the paper. And today, we can say that it's a leading paper in Nagaland. Congratulate to him, and not only to him and his wife, but all the co-workers, co-editors, journalists. I think you have done well for the success of this paper and to be a leading newspaper in the state. I'm proud to be a part of this historic celebration today. And I congratulate the editor, the chief editor, Mr. Geoffrey Yaden, and his team for successfully completing 25 years in the service of the people. Just now I met his brother, younger brother, James Yaden. He got retired very recently. I asked him, how so soon you have retired? Your brother is still, your elder brother is still active and working smartly. Then he said, maybe because in social service. True, it's a real social service. Every citizen required. It is not only a section of people, but all sections of people require news. That is our daily bread. No one can avoid. Journalism is more of a service to the people than a business venture in this part of the world. And in the complex social structure that we live in, with insurgent movement, all these decades, I can only imagine the hardship that newspapers must have gone through to come to the present stage, where we can see comparative calm and maturity in our society. I was told that there was a time when the different factions of underground used to threaten editors and journalists for not carrying their write-up or for carrying the write-up of their rivals factions, while the security forces used to eye the newspaper house with deep suspicion for carrying the write-ups of the faction. I found a peculiar quality in Geoffrey Yaden is that he is not scared of anybody. After I became Chief Minister, he used to call me, "Hey, Mr. Chief." He don't call me Chief Minister, he don't call my name. "What your government is doing, this, that," he used to tell me over phone. I thought he will publish all these things, but he don't publish. So there is one good thing that he has a quality. He wants corrective measures. But Nagaland is now to the rest of the country and the world for all the wrong reasons. There are more things taking place every day in the state than insurgency. There are positive aspects to be written about the stray incidents of violence, which the authority concerns are trying their best to control. Visiting dignitaries whom I have had the opportunity to interact with have expressed their amazement at the natural beauty of our state, the hospitality and friendliness of our people, our varied and colorful customs and traditions, and the promising talents of our younger generations. I am distressed sometimes to see gory pictures in printed and social networking sites. It is not my idea of having a good morning to find gory picture of the dead and injured staring out at me from the page of the newspapers or when I open up social networking site on my phone. Morbid curiosity may be a natural instinct, but it is not a decent instinct. Moreover, we should respect the dead and their near dear ones, who need not be reminded of how gory the deceased person look. Here, we should take a page out of the French media, or rather the media based in France. When terrorists struck recently, the media did not show any sign of carnage or the terrorist people. Instead, pictures of flowers were shown on the TV screen and the news pages. What a nice and proper manner to share the pain and suffering of the dead, the injured and their relatives. We should emulate them while reporting or going to the press. Appreciation to the media in Nagaland for not only keeping the people informed of the various happenings throughout the state, but also providing a platform upon which readers and writers can share their views and opinions. Perhaps newspapers in the state have been playing one of the most crucial roles in transforming the mindset of the people. Also, as Chief Minister of the state, I must place on record my sincere thanks to the media for covering all governmental functions and events and spreading the information to the people. I expect and request your continued cooperation in the service of the people in the years to come. I also must express my thanks and appreciation to Mr. Geoffrey Yaden for being the pioneer in the daily newspaper and for providing learned counsel to the younger generation of journalists in the state. The spirit of your great venture, and hold the post, and Nagaland will survive through your newspaper. I congratulate him for the tenacity he has displayed all these years in bringing out the daily newspapers every day without fail. through thick and thin, through all seasons. I wish him good health and pray that he continue to serve the people for many, many more decades to come. Thank you. May God bless.
I'd like to invite them on stage to cut the anniversary cake.
I think Uncle Geoffrey is feeling embarrassed that it will be like they are celebrating the 25th wedding anniversary instead of the Nagaland Post anniversary. "25 years, ladies and gentlemen. A bigger round of applause. Come on. Before he releases it, Dr. Sorosalia would like to share a few words as well.
The Honorable Governor of Nagaland, his lady wife, the Chief Minister and all his colleagues, distinguished gathering, ladies and gentlemen. I've come here to congratulate Mr. Geoffrey Yaden. I don't have any intention to encroach upon the precious time of this hour. But since I've been given time, I'll just give a name to this Nagaland Post. During the Second World War, the German War Office kept BBC transmission open for 24 hours. You're aware that during election and in the war front, propaganda is very, very important. And therefore, both sides, the allies as well as the others, they carried on their war propagandas, and therefore, at such a time, it was very difficult to believe which one is true, which one is not true. And therefore, even the Germans, in order to confirm their war propagandas, they switch on BBC and listen to it and got it confirmed from the BBC. To cut short, I want to call the Nagaland Post as the BBC of Nagaland. Thank you.
Every household, if somebody could just stand up and receive it, we'd appreciate it very much. We're also very fortunate that with wonderful musicians in Nagaland, we have people like Noel de la Rosa who have come from so far away to be a part of our community and teach our young, and also to participate in events such as this. We thank you for being with us as well, and we will continue listening on to his music. We would like to ask the volunteers who are going to release the balloons. Ladies and gentlemen, significantly, we are releasing 25 silver balloons to commemorate this silver jubilee. Dimapur being a cosmopolitan town where different communities live, it is only appropriate that these communities who participate in all our joys and sorrows also come up and say a few words. So these ladies and gentlemen are the ones who are going to represent the communities to share a few words.
Governor of Nagaland and Assam, Sri P.P. Acharya Ji and his lady wife, Honorable Chief Minister of Nagaland, Sri T.R. Zillian, all invited dignitaries of the dais, eminent personalities, Editor, Nagaland Post, Sri Geoffrey Yaden, his lady wife, Srimati Meningo Yaden, Nagaland Post staff and team members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Too well that
Only imaginative and daring mind can drive the progress of mankind. And his dream, dare, and imagination has revolutionized our way of life. Nagaland Post has been serving the people of the region as window to the world when there was none. Once again, and wishing you to march forward with God bless Nagaland Post.
हमारे देश में बहुत सा जाति है, बहुत सा देश, यही तो हमारा देश. Thank you.
But I, on behalf of my community and behalf of the complete Dimapur town, I congratulate Mr. Geoffrey Yaden and his lady wife that today not she, we are celebrating the 25 years in Dimapur. But I assure you that though myself is 62, we will join you, with your wife, the 50 of the Golden Jubilee. That is our prayer and our request to our God to call us again here just after 25 years. And God bless Nagaland Post. Thank you.
With immense pleasure, we the Kasari Tribal Council Nagaland congratulates Sri Geoffrey Yaden, editor Nagaland Post, and his team on their successful completion of 25 years of journey. We extend our hearty thanks and gratitude to him and his team for their human services rendered to the society. We also wish him and his team success in their future endeavor. Thanking you. Thank you.
President of Dimapur Bengali Samaj, you have given me the opportunity to address this gathering. 25 years is a milestone in the life of a person, an organization, a setup, and a newspaper. I wholeheartedly congratulate the owner, the editor, the publishers, and all the staff of Nagaland Post, who have been instrumental in making Nagaland Post the most highly circulated newspaper in Nagaland, and having achieved their great milestone of 25 years of existence. I, on my behalf, and on behalf of Dimapur Bengali Samaj, wish the newspaper many more such milestones in the service of the people of Nagaland. We wish the newspaper and all those associated with it a grand success. Thank you.
I, Yogender Gupta, Secretary of Nagaland Bhojpuri Samaj, which consists of Bihar, UP and Jharkhand. On behalf of the people from Bihar, UP and Jharkhand, I wish Sir Geoffrey and his colleagues a congratulations for your tireless effort to bring the Nagaland Post today. I wish today we are celebrating the 25th Silver Jubilee and we will continue this, and I hope that on the Golden Jubilee also we will gather here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
सिल्वर जुबली 25 साल हो गया मनाने के लिए बहुत खुशी हुआ। आप सब आया और हमारी तरफ से बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो आप सबको। वाहिगुरू जी खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह।
I, on behalf of Garo Student Union Nagaland Zone, I myself is Sharmila Momin. I am the Secretary of Garo Student Union. I firstly like to congratulate our Sir Geoffrey Yaden and also the entire staff for reaching here in this milestone. We, the people of Nagaland, indebted to you for your tireless effort and dedicated towards the ethical and the responsible journalism and constructive news reporting. I observed Nagaland since it was incepted, growing from strain to strain in becoming the most popular newspaper in the state of Nagaland and the national eastern region. And I hope and pray that your hard work and dedication of the newspaper will take to a greater heights and the success. I congratulate you once again, sir. Thank you so much.
I, V.A. Jose, on behalf of Kerala Samaj in Dimapur, brings our warm greetings to all of you. we the Malayalis living in Nagaland start our daily life with a copy of Nagaland Post. Ever since its birth, we have been with Nagaland Post in its journey of progress. On this wonderful opportunity, I congratulate and thank Mr. Chief Editor and his family members, as well as his extended family of the staff. I wish that in coming days you will be measuring greater heights and we will be with you. Thank you.
I, Professor Makhan Setia, Chairman of the Dimapur Namgar Trust Board, DNTP, on behalf of the Assamese community in Nagaland, extend our heartfelt congratulations.
But thank you very much for coming and sharing your greetings from your community with our people here today. I also have a greeting from out of the country. This is from Her Majesty the Queen Mother Dorji Wangmo Wangchuk, the President and Founder of Tarayan, as you celebrate the 25th birthday of the first and highest circulated newspaper in Nagaland, and for the impressive evolution of the paper over the years. I would like to congratulate the founder and his team for keeping the Northeast ethically and responsibly informed for a quarter of a century as the region continues to witness both the chaos and joys of development and progress.
This bright
Governor Sri P.V. Acharya is here, and so we would like to request him to come up on stage and take the time to share his greetings with us.
Reverend Dr. Stephen, Sri Geoffrey Yaden, Editor, Nagaland Post, respected ministers, dignitaries to one, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, for me it is a great pleasure to be amongst you. To run a newspaper, that to a daily newspaper, is a tough job. Mr. Yaden is a dreamer, and he realized his dream. It was the passion, it was the mission for him. In a small state like Nagaland, as he rightly said it, my first visit was in 1967. At that time, there were two important weekly papers were there. I remember very vividly, Ura Mail. Another was, I just don't remember the name. For a smaller state to cater day-to-day news and to make it a viable proposal, it requires a dedication, a vision, as I rightly said it. What we are, we have to learn or we have to hear from others is better. We ourselves speak and give the right picture of Nagaland. I congratulate you. You are an icon to the youth. You are a successful story, very good entrepreneur, and you have made it. Friends, it is my immense pleasure to be here to participate in the Silver Jubilee celebrations of Nagaland Post, the first news daily of the state. Nagaland Post was launched as the first newspaper of the state in 1990, using absolute hand-composed matter and letterpress printing machine. The task of pioneering a newspaper is outdated method and technology is indeed a very laudable effort. Nagaland Post had to overcome extreme shortage of resources, lack of trained and experienced manpower, and untested market. However, Nagaland Post continued to grow as it served the readers and the people with the highest level of commitment to the fiercely independent and bold reportage and a clear, in-depth analysis of the editorials. Nagaland Post had a humble beginning, yet walked tall by upholding the best traditions of journalism, of being the voice of the people and the voiceless. Nagaland Post is recognized for its practiced role in highlighting the people's problem, and it is through this identification with the public causes that Nagaland Post has become an influential, respected and trusted newspaper which is playing its part to make society a better place to live in. I congratulate the editor and his team of Nagaland Post for their dedication and hard work, because of which you have achieved this historic milestone. As we celebrate our Silver Jubilee, we are confident that the Nagaland Post will grow from strength to strength and continue to change lives. The role of press and media in a democracy is to safeguard the rights and liberty of the people with integrity and steadfastness. The press is primarily instrument for creation of public opinion, and journalists should regard their calling as a trust and act as guardians of public interest. Freedom of press goes hand in hand with accountability and social responsibility. Friends, media with an intellectual vigor, analytical attitude, and firm investigativeness can address safeguard, and resolve conflicts in a multicultural society and diverse people. Nagaland Post is also involved in many social activities by initiating many programs as part of its corporate social responsibility since 2000. The editor, dear Geoffrey, enjoys a very high reputation in the state and also a very influential voice with regard to socio-economic, environment, governance, and youth issues. It is one of the brand ambassadors of the Swachh Bharat mission for one state also. Friends, I have been appointed as one of the ambassadors, national ambassadors for the Swachh Bharat. And it was my duty to appoint 9 more members from the state. When I contacted dear Geoffrey, he was very glad and he has spread the message very effectively. Whatever work we tell him to do, he is always very humble. I have seen editors, met people. He is a person not only dreams, but he can realize his dream. That is the greatest asset to him. He is so humble. I think now he has achieved, as our Chief Minister said it, he has to hand over it to the younger generation to get trained. We in Nagaland, we don't have a channel, TV channel. It is high time for him to enter into electronic media and start a vibrant channel, and I wish him a grand success in that. Thank you very much. Tukna Alim, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.
We have here the choir from Nagaland Music Conservatory who will be performing Hallelujah, which happens to be one of Auntie Mengunyo's favorite hymns, music.
For the Lord omnipotent reigns.
it's the beginning of another journey again. We're going to see another 25 years. He thinks he's not going to be around. We're all going to pray that he's around for the next one, the golden anniversary. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask the one who is going to take over the legacy of his father, Auchuba, to come up and speak, say the vote of thanks. I'm sure there are lots of people he's going to thank, but he's going to make it short for us. Well, thank you very much for patiently waiting, and after that we'll continue on with other celebrations.
Thank you so much. It was a lovely day. I know that we have gone ahead of our, anyways, thank you so much. First of all, I, on behalf of my family and the Nagaland Post family, thank our Almighty God for letting us come this far together as a very strong bonded team. 25 years of struggle, satisfaction and joy that we have experienced and shared to mark this historic event. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to all our honored guests here. And despite the hectic schedules, we are indeed extremely grateful to have our Honorable Governor Shri P.V. Acharya and our Chief Minister T.R. Zeliang, along with his cabinet colleagues, for making it possible to come here to join us in celebrating the 25th anniversary Thanksgiving program. We also thank the NPF President and then Chairman Dr. Shorzile Lezitu, and all the other political leaders, NGOs, and our well-wishers. We thank the media fraternity from Nagaland and our sister states. We would also like to acknowledge our gratitude to my sister Naro and her husband Jantang Izung for giving us this space to host the event, and our guests. They have a guest house nearby. And yeah, though I may not be able to list out every individual, we express a sincere gratitude to the decor team, the employees of the Oasis, those behind the scene, volunteers, and all those who have helped us in making this a successful event. I thank the musicians, the Nagaland Conservatory Choir, which Lipokmar had taken all the trouble to, bring them in here. And Roncha, the band, they're going to perform after while we're having food. Hope Center for Excellence and Asim. Our gratitude to Nibule, Kiso, and Bobby for taking all the trouble to arrange the stage gears here. Our host, Roselle and Teja. My deep gratitude to the Design Stash team for making it possible to bring out the documentary within a short span of time. We had to, I think they did it just within 4 days. So it was a short documentary, and I thank them for taking all the trouble. A big thank you to my mom, Mrs. Mengunyu Yaden, my most active and perfectionist mom, and Aman. They were instrumental, in getting all the jigsaw puzzles set, and it took months of planning. And we thank them. They were the source of encouragement to, especially my dad, me, our family, and the Nagaland Post family.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've now come to the end. But before we do that, we're going to ask God to bless the food. And for that, I would like to call Reverend Dr. Tungdemo Lota from Eastern Bible College to come up and say grace and the benediction as well.
You will fill him with your wisdom. Your glory will continue to shine upon him. That your Lord, he will be a mighty source of your blessing to many, many people in days to come.